Hello, welcome back to the AMF Co-Labs server. Back with Bjorn. We're here in the Nether where we left off last time. Let's go ahead and have a look at where we are. The stuff back on. That there is the spawner, and this is the big room we carved out last time. Now, last time we said we were going to make ourselves a blaze farm, and we didn't get around to it. And I'm going to be honest, I felt, looking back over everything, that I spent too much time recording and showing the prep work, the finding of stuff and the digging out, and not enough was done on the actual build. So we're going to fix that today. We're going to remedy things. We are going to make this farm. That's the job. That's what we're going to do today. Now, before we do, let me say a little bit about how this is going to go. So let's start by looking up. So there's the spawner right there in the middle. And as you can see, it's not centered in the room. It's kind of offset, and that is on purpose. This isn't quite so important, although it's going to be useful to have that space. But the extra space over here is really important, and here's why. What we're going to do is we're going to have it, so when you turn the farm on, all of that lava will retract, making it nice and dark, and we'll have a little chamber here. So blazes will spawn in the chamber. They will then fall on down, and we'll funnel them down into a 5x1 kind of tube right along here. When we get to that point, we will crush them down to one-hit kills and let them fall down. And we'll have piston pushers that will push them over, and we'll push them over to about here. And then more slime block piston launchers that will launch them up high, up to about the same level as what the spawner is. And then if you're running the farm, you'll be sitting there in the spawner waiting for them to fall down. They fall down in front of you, and you can punch them, or you can throw a potion of harming at them or something like that. So that's the plan, and that's why there's all this extra space over here. We need that space so there's enough room for the blazes to come on out here and have clearance to get up there and back over. So that's the plan, and we can go ahead and get started here. I'm going to stack up using some slime blocks because I can, oops. Didn't want to do that, but because I can get back down very easily by just one-punching the slime blocks. We want to come down 7 air blocks from here. That's going to be for the funneling system. So 1, bounce, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So we'll have 7 air blocks. It's really bouncy doing that. And then we'll have one more block. There we go. One more block. That is where these guys' heads are going to be when we crush them. It's in the top of the crusher. Actually, it's going to be above. It's the cap that puts them on. So right out next to it, you'll have one block there for the crusher. Come back up. There we go. This is the block that will actually do the crushing. And this will be the floor that they will stand on while they're getting crushed. Let me go over here to my redstone chest. As you can see off camera while we were gone, I went ahead and fixed up the problems in the corners and moved some stuff down here. Also, I didn't say anything before, but notice these are all lower half slabs. This is supposed to be a nice spawn-proof area. When we're all done, the farm should be spawn-proof and just have a little room inside. So what happens here doesn't really matter. But I just don't like it when you come down to work in the redstone and you've got pigmen climbing all over your stuff. I don't know, I don't like that. So I like keeping it clean in here, nice and spawn-proof. But anyway, so there's the crushers are going to be. And so let's see, let's come out. Let's see, right there, and then right there. And put a piston, just probably can't, it's probably going to face downwards. Yeah, it's going to face downwards. Anyway. So we'll go ahead and put a piston on the back of that facing this. 2 more outside, 2 more out to this side, and then 5 more below and 5 more above. Let's see if I can get up there to do that. All right, I gotta start placing blocks better on camera. This is really kind of embarrassing. Anyway, all right, still doesn't like that. Let's try a jump. All right, 1, 2, 3. A little higher so we can go. Missed it. 1, 2, 3, and come back down to the bottom. 1, 2, 3. Come to the other side. Let's see, some of these half slabs, when I knock them out, they'll not be some space below. So I'll be careful when I cut this place like that. There we go. Same thing over here. So just, oops. Man, I just wish, I mean, I know they gotta be able to place them somehow. I just wish I could really know which way it's gonna go. Place it. Anyway, 2 more out like that, 2 more out like that, and 2 more like that. Now those are all these sticky pistons we need for the crusher. And then we come along here. Anyway, you don't want to watch place all these blocks. Anyway, you see what the idea is. I'll come in and put all these in, and then go out back and wire up the redstone. Now, rather than doing all that on camera, I'm going to go ahead and wire up the redstone now for the crusher, and come back and show you what I've done. There we go. The system's in, as you can see. Here it is. All the redstone's wired up for the crusher. Fairly simple job. Now, if you watch for a second, these are going to extend, and you see how that bottom one extends back first, and then these ones extend a little later. And it's timed just right, so these things will be extended just long enough to crush the blaze down to a 1-hit kill. That extends first so that they can have a chance to come in before they start getting crushed. This is not my design, I should say. To the best of my knowledge, it was done first by Octa, and he has a tutorial on it. I'll put a link in the description. It's a little bit modified. I've done a little bit of changes to it, and I'll show you what I have done. And what I've done is, in the original design, there's just one set of pistons coming right off here, kind of 1, 2, 3. I've just taken that out, taken the signal off here where the pistons would have been, and had the string of 5 blocks as dust on there into repeaters, so that you can kind of get a wider crushing chamber than the original design. But like I said, it's not mine. It's been around for a while. I know it's been used. It was used by Impulse in his Blaze Farm for 1.8. It's used by Snow Crash Blaze Farm that I mentioned last time too. 2 of my favorite designs. And I've just used it here with slight adaptations. So that's kind of relatively straightforward. The next thing you want to do is put in the filtering system, the funneling system that will get these blaze into this chamber. And the way that's going to work is, see, I've got some pistons, I've got some slime blocks. We're going to use double piston extenders to push out a row of slime blocks. So we'll say 9 slime blocks across here, 9 slime blocks across here. We'll push those out. That will push the blaze from a 9x9 hole, so they're going to lose 2 on each side, so down to a 5x9 hole. Do it a second time, we'll push them down to a 9x1 hole, strip right here, and then we use piston extenders just with glass blocks on the side to push them down from a 9x5 to a 9x1 to a 5x1, and then it'll slip right in here. And of course, that's going to take a fair bit of obsidian, because we've got to have something for the blazes to be sitting on. The slime blocks are going to move over it, and the blaze can't get kind of pushed through that. So that's the next plan. That's what we'll tackle next. So let's get cracking. Okay, so here it is. It's the funnel we've got here, and it seems to be working. So we flip it on. Those all extend out. There's a little bit of delay in each one. And turn it back off. And they all retract back in. One one thing you might be wondering is how this is going to run. What we'll do is we'll have a hopper clock up here, pretty short. I'm thinking about, I don't know, 6 items, 7 items in it. And it'll just turn this thing on and turn it back off. Now, one thing you might be worried about very naturally is what happens if you've got things open like this and then a blaze falls down in here behind this row of slime blocks here. Well, what happens is when it gets retracted, the blaze will just kind of pop out to the other side. Its head can't go into this obsidian block, so it just ends up back here, and then it'll get pushed down into the slot here during the next cycle. So this is working. It's working just the way we should. We could go ahead and close this all up now. Notice that if I come in here, we've got 1, 2 blocks above this and still 1, kind of 2 blocks below, all totally unencumbered for the blazes to spawn and fall on out. So this shouldn't hurt our spawn rates at all. We should kind of, well, let's see. It's 4, 1, careful here. 1, 2, that's what spawner is, 3, 4 blocks down. This is the spawn bubble of the spawner here. It goes this far down. So the heads might be in here for a few seconds until they kind of get pushed over into there. But that's going to be kind of rare. That's not going to be the customary thing. And it's not going to, I think, significantly cause any problems. So this should work. This should get us our blazes all funneled down to our crushing chamber, nice and easy. So I am going to go ahead and put a kind of closer around this, close this thing all up, and go from there. Oh, I should say, I want to say one thing. Right now I've got all this glass in here. I think when all is said and done, some of that glass is gonna go away. I will put glass here because when you're standing, this is where you'll stand to kill the blaze if you're running the farm. And I want you to be able to see kind of what's going on inside the spawn chamber. But if you're standing here and you can look out this way, you see all this redstone over here, and you'll see like the empty thing over there. That's going to look kind of nasty. So what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and put kind of nether brick and maybe some decoration kind of around the side. So when you're standing here looking in, you can see something that looks kind of nice inside. But I'm going to hold off on that. I'm going to keep the glass here for now so that when we're putting it together and when we're checking to make sure it works, we can see what's going on. And then once the thing's fully functional, we'll come back in and pull out some of this glass and make it look a little better than it does. But anyway, that's what we have so far. And and for some reason, we also have a torch there on the spawner. I'm not sure. Here's another one. I guess that's left over from when it was secured way back before we came and put the lava over it. But yeah, they're all off, so that should be fine once we start running this. Oh, hello. Just give us a hi. You leaving now? All right, bud. Bye. Kids these days. Anyway, there's the spawner room, so let's get on to the next bit. Okay, here it is. It's done. As you can see, as I was working around, I accidentally turned that lighting off for a minute. I'll show you how in a second. And Blaze has gotten in, and there he is. He's all just a little glitch there when this thing retracts, and that hurt. Anyway, he's sitting there right on top of the crusher, and if we were to, in fact, we'll do that now. We'll go ahead and turn that crusher on. And we're going to get some lag because there's a lot of pistons running right now. But that's going to open up here in a second, and when it does, he's going to fall down, get crushed. And in fact, let's just show let's hit him with a comparator, show what a weakling he is after getting crushed through that. Come on, man. Come on. All right. And he's gone. Anyway, that's not what I came to show you. Let's turn that back off. It's giving me some lag. What I wanted to show you is that I've got the timer system in. And what I did is I fell down because I don't know how to climb ladders, but that's a different story. Anyway, hold on a second. All right, there we go. what I did was I put a hopper latch timer up there. I thought about ethyl hopper timer. That would have worked just fine as well, except that there's enough pistons, including one taking the signal down right here. I thought just even saving one more piston would be awfully nice here. But we've got that timer up there, and there's a short, small stack of things in there. When it's on one side of the hopper, that extends, and we have all of these double piston extenders firing. Take him off, we don't need him anymore. And when it retracts, they all go back in. And you saw, well, you can watch it work. And they all come back in. And now they extend, and they should be, yeah, 1, 2, 3. It should go in order that way. And if I want to turn this off, which I do right now, because other than that one guy, we don't have anybody spawning, nobody's coming out here. All I have to do is get a signal to right there, and it will extend and it will be done. And that's nice because right now, see, there's this redstone up here. There's pistons underneath. See there's this lava source in there, and there's pistons that will close it off. So if you power this, that will close off the sort of the pistons to the source, which will turn the lighting off, which will make the blazes start to spawn, which is what we want to have happen. Now, when it's like this, when this line is not powered, then we want this to be off. So the way to do this, I think, is just come along here. We put a torch right there and some dust. Come on. Guess I shouldn't use an axe for that, huh? Some dust going into a repeater right there. So now, as long as this dust here is unpowered, this is going to be powered, and that's going to be off. So in other words, as long as the lava lighting is on, the funnel is off. But if we decide to turn the lava lighting off by powering this dust, that will turn off this torch and unpower this block, and the timer will start working again. So let's just put some glass over top here just to keep it nice and spawn proof up here. I don't like, as I said before, I don't like things spawning. I'm out of glass. I'll just use some slabs as well. And let's see how that actually come around. No, sorry, that's a half slab right there already. So I should put those back on. And let's also, actually, let's just cover it up with solid blocks so there's no risk of something falling in there. There we go. So there we have it. We've got the complete spawning and funneling system in. So our next job, having finished that, our next job is going to be to put together the system that will take the blaze from just right under here up, over, and back up into that area so we can kill them up top. So let's do that. Okay, well, I got everything built, and as you can see, it's running. The funnel is working just nicely. These guys get taken down to here. I got all this stuff pushed in to move it around, but look at this. So it crashes, just wait for it. Maybe you see it already. I didn't until just now when I turned it on, but check this out. It's gonna open up, and he dies because I built the whole thing one block too far this way. Oh, that's right. So now I get to tear the whole thing down and build it again, one block this way. So, oh, let's get to work on that. All right, here we are. As you can see, this thing is working, and I have got 22 FPS and about 12 blaze there. Let's knock them out. I've been sitting here for a while, just kind of stress testing it, see how it runs. You can see I'm up to 35 levels and a stack and some change of blaze rod, just from punching them. In fact, if I took my looting sword and held it in my hand, I could get a whole lot more blaze rods. Ooh, and one swipe too. I forgot that new 1.9 dynamic. Anyway, as you can see, it worked. It is exactly what it's supposed to. The blaze, they spawn, they get crushed, they get shot up into this spot, and we kill them. And I'm really happy about that. I'm really glad. I mean, it took us a lot longer to make this than I'd hoped. I had, missed that block. I had to come pull it all down and build it back up again. But to answer that in a second, but I'll just finish talking here first. But yeah, it's done. I'm really happy about that. So, it's not done. I mean, it's not finished. It's not the sort of place you'd, want to bring a date really, or sort of place you want to hang out. There's exposed netherrack and there's exposed wires, and still got to come and mob proof all this because, like I said, I just don't like mobs with redstone. And I want to do some. I want to put a storage system in, kind of automatic pickup, all that kind of stuff, But not tonight. Not tonight. I spent too much time just getting this done. So I'm thinking I'm going to call it a day, call it a video. But I was really happy that this is coming out. It's working as well as it does. And I just want to thank you for joining me. Thanks for coming along and watching me try to build this crazy thing and make it work. And if you enjoyed it, if you did have a good time, please do leave a like on the video. It'd be good to know that someone enjoyed watching this as much as I've enjoyed building it, enjoyed making it. And I sure hope to see you around next time.